Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of the roleplay on European countryside. In this episode we see how the neighbours are progressing with the builders in the garden, we deliver some new trailers to the port, and we go and see the bus depot. If you have not already, please drop a subscribe and hope you enjoy. So this has improved a lot since you last seen it. We've had some landscapers in, putting some hedges up, a few plants, and we've got rid of all of the weeds and stuff. The builders have had a huge delivery of all sorts of materials. We've got some block pavement, some metal, some wood, everything. Right, let's go check out this swimming pool in its progress. It looks pretty good to me. I did ask the builders why the corners were like this, and they said it was what the owners wanted. Bit weird if you ask me, but hey ho, we move. We have had a company in to put a perimeter fence around the property. This was mainly just a security reason. Right, onto mine. So, we want to keep this nice and low maintenance and pretty smooth looking. So any ideas, drop them in the comments. I'm not too sure, we'll have a little look. Just remember guys, I am on console, so there is a few limited mods we have. We shall come back and have a little look if the builders have changed anything when we get back from work. We have had a new security gate put in. This is a control like from a panel thing. You just put a code in either side. It's not very quick, but it's got a nice little flashing beacon on the top of it, so it makes it a lot better. Just entering the code now. There we go. Look at the beacon. Oi oi. As we pull through the gates, we just make sure that we stop and then shut the gate behind us, as it's not automatic shutting. I'm going to have a look at this with the company who installed it to see what they say. Although it's not too hard, just pulling over and putting the code in. Right, we're going to go around the left side this time into the yard. A few of you may have seen this in the previous episode. We don't recommend that the HGVs come this way, as it is a little bit tight, and there is a lamppost on the right that you struggle to get around. But no problem for the little Land Rover. Shut the gate, as we won't be coming back out this side because we will be in the unit. Just have a little drive around to the unit now. We have got a spare unit. I'm not too sure what to put in there, so if you don't mind, anybody, if you've got some brilliant ideas, drop them down in the comments. Let's open up the unit. Park the Land Rover a little bit too close here, so let's jump back in and pull it forward. Right, into the unit. A little bit chilly in here today. Let's get some lights on. There we go. Open up the shutter. As we don't need our trailer again, we will just be jumping in the unit and out of the left shutter today. Just start her up, enter the old tachograph details. If you know, you know. Make sure we're all compliant. Oh, doesn't it look nice and clean in here? Let's go to the dealership. This is the same dealership as we collected our truck from before we had it reconfigured, customised, however you want to say it. Nice to see that the gate is all down and secure. But what I am going to do is I will leave it open, as we will be back shortly. Ready for the big bump again. I made sure that I slowed down a little bit here, but for some reason it still just tipped the unit forward and slightly scratched the splitter, which I'll have to get the mechanics to have a look for in the next episode. We have arrived at the dealership. So as you see in the top of the screen, we've got two brand new skeletal trailers. This will be delivered to the port, and I believe this is for their shunters to shunt the boxes around the port when needs be. Obviously got to do the mandatory walk around check, little check over the tyres and the mud guards, and if everything's on the trailer. If not, we will get it rectified immediately. Off to the port we go. I must say, it's a very nice red. I do like this red. I'm pretty sure it's like the standard colour that you can purchase them. This roundabout is a little bit tight, so I will go on the curb here. But as you can see, the rear of the trailer does go up the curb, well, just over the roundabout as well. So it's not poor driving, it's just got to be done. And that one was a little bit close at the end there as well. I think it did clip it. Right, into the port we go. We're just going to pop into the port office to see where they want the trailer, as we're not actually sure. Just trying to pull out of the way a little bit so we don't block the entrance. And in we go. So we've just spoke to the office and they've said we need to park the trailer near their shunter, but on the right side next to the bollards. So without further ado, let's get this parked up. There it is. Looks like they've got 2 of the new trailers by the looks of it just being delivered. Unfortunately, this wasn't by us, so we'll have to see about trying to get some more contracts off these for deliveries. There we go. Just backing it up here to park it up. Now, when I dropped this and I was driving out of the port, I completely forgot that I didn't take any delivery photos. Now, delivery photos are key. If you don't have them, the delivery didn't exist. So when I return with the second trailer, we'll make sure that some pictures are taken. Quickly back off to the dealership, keeping in the speed limits obviously. And there it is, the last trailer of the 2. We'll get hooked up to this one and quickly check over the trailer for any issues, just like the previous. Hooked up, make sure we're all good there, and then just checking the trailer again. This one I can check a little bit better as it's not parked so close. Yeah, all lights are working. Looks like everything is good to go. Tyres, obviously it's a new trailer, so tyres will be brand new and everything should be all good. I'd be surprised if it's not. Right, let's get this delivered and get done, and then onto the bus depot in a minute. I must say, this unit, I'm so pleased with the unit we purchased. It is so nice. And we're just about to arrive at the port for the second time today. Now this time we've had to come in up the top, as they said we come in the wrong way. That way is an exit, but there's not really any signage. So yes, we're not mind readers, but hey ho. And when I was in the office earlier, I did ask where they wanted the second trailer, and they just said pop it next to the first. So that we shall do. Easy does it, no rushing about. It's a nice paying job as well, so we don't need to rush for this one. Also, you don't want to make sure you're damaging any new equipment, as that will come straight out of your pocket. Just dropping this trailer, and actually I did forget again to take these photos. So yeah, we'll have to get them when we pull over in a second. Right, quickly get a few snaps of the delivered trailers. Just get a few so they can't really argue that they haven't been delivered. A little bit tight through there. Put a few pounds on over the Christmas period. And that's all good now. We've got them saved, and we will get them sent into the office for processing to attach to the delivery notes. On the way out, we're just going to quickly pop into the office and let them know they are all parked up for them. Very nice bunch of people in that office. It's unlike most offices, usually they're quite rude. They were a nice bunch in there. They even gave me a free coffee made by the manager himself. Now that is rare. Right, nice and slow over that speed bump. As you know, it's pretty crazy. I did hear off our office that the council are not planning to do anything because it's actually a drainage pipe running from the industrial estate opposite us. Now this is going to cause us a slight problem. We didn't really look into this when we bought the units. What we may do is ask them to counter that by putting some sort of tarmac or ramps just to make it a little bit smoother. Personally, it's a little bit too harsh on the vehicles. Anyways, unit is parked up in the trusty Land Rover. We are going round to the bus depot, and we're going to go and speak to the big boss about a few contracts that they want us to do. mainly moving their older buses and delivering new buses. As you see, they've got a few buses here. Up to the office we go, see how the boss man is doing. Oh, that looks like an empty office. That was a very productive meeting. We have acquired a few different contracts and subcontracts revolving around the bus depot and a few companies they work with. But why we were here, the manager has said, why not take a look around our yard? So I took them up on the offer and we're going to have a little look. So they've got double jet wash there for, well, washing station should I say, for their buses. They've got a car and minibus workshop here, and they've got a big workshop for the buses. What the manager was saying was they do a lot of in-house maintenance and maintenance for other bus companies. This is because they've got a whole vehicle workshop. I believe they can have 4 buses in here at once, working on all 4 at the same time. Let's take a look at Clever Motors. This is their sub company. Basically it's the same company, just a different limited company name, operating under a different owner. Got 4 pretty well spec'd new lanes. Everything's all pretty much brand new, which is what you want when you're working around this sort of equipment and on vehicles. Office looks nice and busy, but yet again very tidy, so props to the workers here. It's a nice little reception, this, I must say. I've been in some very bad workshops and this is a very nice one. Let's get out of here. Let's go home and take a look at what the builders have been up to today. Right, we've just missed the builders. They have been very busy, but they've just popped to the shop. Anyway, let's take a quick look. What they've done is they've extended the pool slightly. I believe they've put another metre width in here, or metre squared or cubed, whatever it is. It has been raining. They have had to work with a little bit of water, which doesn't really look very nice, but it is what it is. I must admit, they've got some nice kit, these lads. They've got a nice Deere 50G, whatever that means. I'm not too sure on the excavators. A little mini digger. That truck is wow nice. I did speak to the owner a couple of days ago about possibly having this for a weekend to have a test drive. He said he'd happily oblige, just let him know. Just as we was about to go in and sit down and have some food, we had a last minute phone call come in, and it is a new vehicle. As you can see just on the right there, it's an MAN tipper slash like tarmacking truck. Just come into the workshop to pick up the keys, trying to find somebody, but there's nobody here, so yep, we'll just grab them and out we go. This has come in for a friend. They just want to store it. It's a brand new demo truck for them, and we might possibly use it ourselves if we can get our hands on it. As you know, let's get the vehicle quickly checked over. All the lights are working, all the beacons. We want to make sure that there's no issue which comes back to us, as we will get the blame, and that is something we do not want. Looks all good to me, as it's another new truck, just like the trailers. Pretty much would be surprised if there'd be any issues, but you never know. Let's go and get this stored in the unit. And actually, this is one of the units that I asked for ideas. We're just going to store this in here for a couple of weeks, I believe, while he's demoing it, and then the units will be empty again. So any ideas, again, drop them in the comments. If I use any of your ideas, I will give you a shout out in the video. So keep your eyes peeled for that when we use them. Just pulling back into the yard now. We'll get this one parked up pretty swiftly as we can then head home. It's been a little bit of a hectic day, but we move on. Just open up the unit here. Get the shutters open. I was going to put the lights on last minute, but I didn't bother. No need, as I'm only going to park this in here and then shut it back up. I must admit, driving this on the way back, I'm not a fan of these MANs. They've got such a horrible steering wheel. It's like a boat or a ship, something, I don't know. It's huge. Anyways, let's get the door shut, get the shutters down, and then let's jump in the trusty Land Rover in a second. Jeez, they were slow. Right. Actually, I forgot to shut our unit up. Right, let's get this one shut, get the lights off. Want to save all the pennies, don't need those on overnight. Make sure that the Volvo unit is locked from earlier, which it is. Right, let's go home. Best part of the day. Right, we've just arrived back home. Let's enter the code to get this gate open. And make sure when we're through it, let's get it locked. As that is it for the day, we won't be going back out, so we'll shut it and that's it. It does have an automatic lock-in feature on it, so you've literally got to put the code in or it will not open at all.